So we are having all our proteins cooking nicely in the oven. Time to add some kind of a starch to make it nice and even more luxurious food. So we'll start with the corn. I really love it, and it's such an easy way to add the vegetables also to your dish. And the easiest way actually for me to do it would be to roll them in aluminum foil. You don't even have to have any salt and pepper or even any kind of fat, and put them in the oven. And believe me, if I can dump something in the oven and forget about it for about 45 minutes, I'm all for it. So the easiest way you can roll it is like a candy. Roll it up, get a little both ends so it's nice and tight. To make me very happy, I just open the oven, find the empty spot in it, and just put the corn to roast. 35 minutes and the corn will be perfectly done. That's all you have to do. I do love my starches in my dinner. And the next one will be probably rice. It's the very easy way of doing your own rice. You don't have to go for any packaged stuff. This one is a loose rice that I bought, and I don't actually pre-soak it. I don't see any need for it. We are going to fry it a little bit and then cover with water and add seasoning, and it will nicely puff up and it will become like a nice steamed but at the same fluffy rice. I like to fry it on coconut oil, so I usually spoon up about a fair amount of the oil on the pan. So this one is the just a dried rice, so I'm going to just pour it on already melted coconut oil. All that oil will get absorbed by the grain. You want to nicely redistribute the whole oil throughout all the grains. And it takes just a few moments to heat up along with the oil. I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning. Maybe about a pinch, maybe 2, just to make it more fragrant. Mix that seasoning together with the rice. Almost like a commercial. Someone told me to cover the rice with about an inch of water. This way you know that you have plenty of the liquid for the grain, and it's not going to burn and it's not going to stick either. So we'll just wait until the water start boiling up, and then we'll cover the rice really tight, lower the heat to the very low, and forget about the rice for about 20 minutes. It will cook by itself. My favorite thing that you can add as a side dish to your dishes are potatoes. I grew up on those and I can make them every which way you want it. But the easiest way probably would be just the mashed potatoes, and I love them with the skin because they add a little bit more nutrients to it. Wash them nicely, have them cut in half or quarters, and then put them in the pot, cover with water, add some salt to it, and let it boil for about, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, until you can fork it and see that the fork goes all the way through the potatoes. I came to find out that potatoes are such an easy way to actually transport them later or heat them later on. You can do a variety of things and they are really delicious. So I think our rice is done. I'm going to just take it off the gas, uncover it, fork it a little bit, and as you can see, it's really nice and fluffy. Oh, it actually got a little bit of crisp even on the bottom. That's good. That will make it even more tasty. And here's your nice side dish to your awesome dinner. Well, we are having a next step. It's going to be prepping the corn. I think it's nicely done and roasted. So I'm going to unwrap them. Be very careful with that because the inside you have the trapped steam. Cut them in half or even 3/4 so everyone will have a nice portion. Layer it with a little bit of olive oil, and again, very simple, salt and pepper and a little bit of lemon. So once we are done with doing the seasonings on the corn, just a short step of putting them in the container, foiling them up, and they are ready to go. They can be eaten hot or even the lukewarm temperature. Not a problem at all. Corn is such a versatile vegetable, it will always taste good. And you're done. So we are getting into our potatoes right now, and they are perfectly done. While I'm taking them out, I'm almost mashing them halfway through, so that's even perfect. And now we're going to get to mashing them. Another muscle work. I love it. Before we do that though, I would like to put a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper to give a little bit of taste to those potatoes. So I'm going to cut maybe like a spoon of the butter, maybe a splash of the milk, not too much either. Get our potato masher and get going. So we have our potatoes smashed, but they look a little bit of dull, so I like to add a little bit of greens to it. And what works best is a little bit of scallion and a little bit of dill. It almost reminds me from my childhood how my mama used to make those. Roughly chopped and then put them in the potatoes. And then, once we are done with that, like everything else, we are going to scoop them out in our container and it'll be ready to take it to your location. And you have a perfect side dish to your meat, whatever you want. Mashed potatoes work well with every kind of food that you like. Try a little bit of rice.
Yep, I take it.
I could never make a rice, now I did it. That's good. Try a little bit of potatoes.
You'll always have a husband.